what is going on, you guys? It is your boy Jason, and welcome back to my channel. Now, you know how some people tell story times on YouTube and stuff. Like, I personally do it sometimes, like they're pretty cool and stuff, but like, I'm talking story time YouTubers. And then you know how there were a couple of memes a couple of months back, how like, oh my god, my Uber driver kidnapped me, when all they did was turn down the wrong street. Or like you accidentally bump into someone at Walgreens and then they're like, oh my god, someone tried to fight me. I don't know, it happens a lot. This isn't gonna be that type of video, but I will share an experience that happened to me at a very young age. So in preschool, I went to a Catholic school. Wow, isn't that hard to believe? Yes, I know. I only went for, I think I went for a semester and a half. Kind of weird. So I didn't go for a full 2 years, but I did a year and then I did half of another year. And then my mama just kicked me out of there because I couldn't do it. And you want to know why? Because they were beating my ass. Now, I know in a lot of movies and or video games and stuff, anything that has to do with Catholic, community, it always tends to be surrounded by like torture or beating, straightening out the kids and all that. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's been so long since that happened. Bear with me. But they don't necessarily get the best reputation. I understand that. This video ain't about religion, so you should be the last one trying to comment anything about that, because I sure as hell don't understand it. I'm just telling you what happened back then. No, but seriously, that was the worst year and a half of my life, and here's why. So pretty much there was this rule back then that, anytime we messed up or did something inappropriate or just pretty much had a disturbance and got in trouble, we would have to sit in the corner and literally, not sit, we would either have to stand in the corner and put our hands on top of our heads or touch our toes for a long periodically time. Let me give 2 examples on how I got my ass beat. The first example, everyone had to sleep on cots when it was nap time. I don't necessarily remember how everything went. All I know is that we did the lesson and everything. And then we would have to sleep on our little blue cots. And then everyone bought their own blankets and stuff. I remember bringing like my Spider-Man one. And then this one girl stepped on it after I specifically told her lazy ass to move over. What was her name? Tiffany. Yup. Oh my god, to this day, I think she liked me. I think Tiffany liked me. So Tiffany, if you watching this, too damn bad. You should have stepped on my blanket. You knew better than that. You too damn big now, come on. But look, seriously, we had to sleep on the cots, right? And during nap time, I couldn't go to sleep, especially if it's forced, like, hey, Jason, I'm forcing you to go to sleep. It can't happen. I'm not tired. Can't force myself to go to sleep if I'm not tired. Obviously, I'm much older now, so it's different and I can make myself go to sleep, like, ooh, lights out, because I'm tired as hell. But it didn't necessarily go that way back then. So during nap time, that was the time that I spent learning how to tie my shoes, because I learned how to tie my shoes, during that year, but I got in a lot of trouble, doing that at that time. So pretty much it would be like 2 teachers, a main teacher and then like not a substitute, what are they called? Like someone who watches over the class as well, along with the teacher. They're like partners in crimes. What is it called? I forgot. Forget it. So while everyone was, pretty much going to sleep, they would play like some Luther Vandross on the radio or whatever. Damn, they was playing some throwbacks. Okay, off topic. So they'd have the radio, tuned down. There would be like cots lined up around the room. Everyone would have to sleep. And I spent that time under my blanket. Literally, I would take my shoe off and just sit there and learn how to tie my shoe. But they were so strict on forcing us to go to sleep that anytime someone didn't go to sleep, they would make us get up and, do the timeout rule. So one day, I just wasn't having it. I told my mom a couple of times, like, hey, I got in trouble for, trying to tie my shoe during nap time. And then for some reason, she gonna get upset, like, well, why didn't you go to sleep? Because I wasn't tired. How you gonna force me to go to sleep? Like, no, that's never happening. So, the next day I go in there, same thing, I take off my shoe and I'm like, you know what? I need to learn how to tie my shoes. I'm tired of my dad trying to tie them because he'd be tying them too tight, too strong now. Come on. So, I got caught tying my shoe again, and it was kind of in a weird way because I guess I was a little bit too loud because I learned how to get like the bunny ears. I learned how to do that first. I got the bunny ears for the first time and I pulled them and I tied it in a knot. I was like, yes. But I was like under my cover and the teacher sat like at the main table. She sat at like the little kids' tables with her chair, grading papers and stuff. Oh my god, this is bringing me flashbacks. So she ended up looking over at me and she whispered, she was like, Jason, get up. And I'm like, oh my god, is she serious? I don't have time for this. And believe it or not, our nap times ranged from 40 minutes to an hour. Who the hell lets a kid sleep that long in school? Like, what is a nap time? I could just go home and go to sleep because y'all are doing the absolute most. So, my teacher sent me over to the corner, and pretty much in the corner, I was, forced to put my hands on top of my head. Nothing too major. I had to do that for 5 minutes, and then anytime you had to touch your toes or beyond, it would be like much longer, depending on how bad it was. So, I did that, and then she looked at me and was like, I know you be trying to do stuff under the covers. Stop trying to tie your shoe. Go to sleep. And I'm like, okay. okay, sorry. So I go lay back down on the cot and I do the exact same thing because I'm like, at this point, I don't care. Can I just learn how to tie my shoe? How about that? Instead of teaching us all this extra stuff that we will never get to know in the real world, teach us how to tie our shoes. Come on, basic human stuff. Come on, we all need to know that. So within the next 10 minutes, I got caught doing it again. But this time I tried to hide my face under the covers and like, you know, try to fiddle with my shoe that way, and I got caught again. But this time she took a yardstick, pretty much like those 3-foot ass rulers, and like smacked it on the tip of my cot, and I got so scared. Once again, PTSD is setting in. So once again, she took me out of my cot, and this time I didn't wait in the corner of the classroom, she took me in the hallway. And also with the other classes, they had different schedules, so other kids were still up, our class was asleep, other kids were outside, you know, everything was kind of just organized. So I sat down in the hallway, and the kids next to our classroom, their door was wide open. So they saw me, you know, and everyone had to do this punishment if anything bad happened. So they just all looked at me. You know, I guess they were taking a test, everyone was just looking at me. And I'm sitting there touching my toes, because at this time it was like strike 2, so she wasn't having it. I had to touch my toes for 35 minutes. 35 minutes. 35, like just let that set in. What do I look like? And then here's the worst part. I guess if your knee is starting to bend, you know how like a lot of people aren't flexible? Me. So I guess if your knees aren't straight, you know, as you're bending over, you know, you get smacked with the ruler against the back of your knee, and that hurt a lot.
Watch your profanity.
So, you know, when she said I had to touch my toes, I just started crying, because that is the most painful stuff. Especially now. Just imagine you being in high school, right? And you just disturbed it. Like, I cannot do that. That was torture, man. So I had to touch my toes for 35 minutes, got whacked at least 3 times on 3 occasions, because I kept bending my knees. And I just kept crying, man. That was terrible. And then the last example I'll give happened at recess. Now, very seldom we really went outside because there were 2 sets of playgrounds. Obviously, the whole school was full of preschoolers, but for some reason, there was like a baby setup playground and then a like normal sized playground. They let us on the normal sized playground. Eventually, it was one of those like, well, you have to unlock the next door. It was all this mystical, magical, like, you know, well, if you guys are good, you get to go on the big kid. Can we just go outside? Damn it. I don't care about the equipment because I could go to the park after school. So, you know, we go outside, we go on the big kids playground, and for some reason, everyone in our class loved to race down there because it was kind of down this little hill, and then there would be the wood chips, the swings, the everything, all the setup. I would always be first in line and try to be first in line with my best friend. His name was Damien at the time. So our teacher, the same teacher who beat my ass, let that set in too because it hurt. She would always unlock the gate, and it wasn't a normal gate. It was kind of like those old-fashioned wooden gates. So she would unlock it, and then we'd all run down. Tell me why my clumsy ass tripped over my shoelace because it was untied. Because she never let me finish tying my shoe during nap time. Ooh, let me see what Jason's up to. Like, get out of my bubble. So she opened the gate, and since I was first, I like tripped over my shoe, and my friend at the time was holding on to my shoulder. I remember this because he was trying to like push me to go first. It was kind of like a game. So I tripped, and then he tripped, and for some reason she thought that I like John Cena his ass. So she was like, Jason and Damien, come over here. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so all the kids were outside playing, and again we had 2 teachers, so the other teacher was held to watch the rest of the students while me and him had to go back inside. What is life? Because now I can't even play outside, yet alone we in this prison. But come on now, I need fresh air. I don't want to smell your breath up under me talking about some, you need a timeout and you need a breath mint. So we went back inside. We had to sit like by the lunch table, and then Damien went all snitch mode, was like, you know, Jason did it, he's the one who pushed me. And I'm like, no, I did not. How can I push you if you were holding onto my shoulder and I tripped over my shoe? And then she was like, oh no, I ain't gonna buy it. I ain't gonna buy it. Both of y'all go upstairs. Now our class was upstairs, and the hallway just echoed so bad. So we would walk upstairs, and every step I was like,
I know I'm getting my ass beat with that ruler. I know I'm getting my ass beat with that ruler.
So we went upstairs, went in our classroom, she closed the door, and we had doors on both ends. So we went in the first one, and the second one would usually be locked, but they had windows, so everyone could see me get my ass beat. And you know, we're on the 2nd floor, so we had like a row of windows. I just saw all the little innocent kids playing outside, and I was like, why me? Is it because I'm the darkest skin tone in the class? Like, I don't want to bring race into it. My teacher was black too, and half the kids, but come on, why I gotta be me? I did nothing in your classroom, okay? So, you know, she grabbed a yardstick, and she was like, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gonna tell y'all this one time. Which one of y'all was playing? Damien said me, and she believed it. So she got me up, went back into the hallway. She just sat there and hit me with the ruler. She was like, did I not tell you not to be playing? And I'm like, wow. Me thinking about this now, 15, maybe 16 years later, wow, I was young and I was getting it done to me. My parents never even did that. I wasn't a troubled child. Kids are kids. Every parent should know that by now. You can't have your kid act a certain, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain this. All I know is I got my ass strangled in there.
I hope they're not dirty.
I don't even know how to end the story. It wasn't really a leading up story. I just wanted to give points on how I got my ass beat. And then I really don't, you guys don't have to give comments like, you know, oh, I feel bad for you, this and that. How come you don't feel some type of way about it now? Honestly, it was 15 plus years ago. I was like 4 or 5 when this happened. Obviously, I'm not mad now because she could pull up to the crib right now. What's up? But besides that, it was too long ago. My mom knew about it. That's why I only stayed 1.5 years and I didn't finish the 2 years. And then if I was to finish the 2 years, they had an actual school like in the back. It would be, this is how the whole place was set up. It was the preschool, right next door was the church. The church led back, and then after you go to the doors of the back, it's like a hallway. Then that's where like the first graders and stuff were. Like it was an actual school. I think it went from grade 1 to 6. And I was never trying to stay in there that long. This video has nothing to do with a particular race, religion, none of that. I just wanted to tell y'all how I got it handled to me back in the day, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick, I don't know about quick. Shoot, this video been going on for about 14 minutes right now. Editing is gonna be hard for you, boy. But I really did hope you guys enjoy this. All these events are true, by the way. You can make all the memes you want about me being a fake story time. I don't care. I just wanted to share what happened. But no, that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to let me know by dropping a like. That really helps me a lot. And also make sure to subscribe, you know? This is a pretty lit channel, I'm almost at 30K too. That's crazy. And I've only had this page for 7.5 months. I started this YouTube account like in late July. So this is tremendous amounts of support from each and every one of you who actually engage in my videos every day. That really does mean a lot, it really does. But it's time for me to go. So, you know, oh, that rhymed. It's time for me, okay, all right. I make myself laugh. That's it, don't bother me anymore. So I'll post a video like tomorrow or something. But until my next one, bye. And be safe, cause them rulers hurt. I ain't never, ooh. I wish he would come next to this crib and try and beat my ass. I'm never folding.